Mic check.
It's time!
What good, folk? What good? Holla at your guala. It's your boy OG. I'm in the motherfucking building. Where my people's at, man? It's been a minute. I'm about to try to do this thing, you feel me? So where do I begin? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? I got that Drake should be here. Where should I really? You feel me? If you know, you know. Shit, I don't even know where to begin, man. I need this shit to be like an interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to talking to myself, but I'm gonna give it a go. If the shit don't feel right, I just won't leave it up. You feel me? But anyway, let's take it back. Back in the days when I was a young little chap. You feel me? Raised by 3 women. Shout out to Mom Dukes, my auntie, and my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Just like any little kid, when you're being raised, your parents always tell you to be good to people, be nice to people, respect people. You know what I'm saying? Pops wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? My dad wasn't there, but my father was. If any of y'all confused about that, I had a man step into the role. He was dating my aunt. Um, he was close to my father and shit. Um, my pops was a Rolling Stone. You feel me? He used to gamble a lot. They was at the spot in the hood called the Pinochle Hole. It's where all the OGs used to go link up and play cards and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because when I used to go get my hair cut, if you go on the side of the building down this little alleyway, the Pinochle Hole was in the back. So I would go get my hair cut. And the guy that was dating my auntie, he would bring me back there and shit. And I'd be lucky if, you know what I'm saying, 'cause my pops would be back there. It was like, it was almost like Christmas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he'd bring me back there to kick it with him for a little bit, and then just happened my father would walk in and shit. Hey son, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what up, dad? I was happy and shit. 'Cause I never seen I wasn't really close to my father, but anytime I got to see him, I was happy and shit. But this nigga he was out running around. He was a Rolling Stone for real. You know, so much so, I got like 20 plus siblings, you know what I'm saying? And I got all sisters, you know what I'm saying? I'm the youngest. So my pops was doing this thing. He had mad kids, all daughters, and I was the youngest, only son, right? So like I said, we go in the back, salute, salute, go in the back to the Pinochle Hole where all the OGs was playing cards and whatnot. And I see my pops back there every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that guy right there, he was my father. You know what I'm saying? That was my father. My dad, though, he was absent. You know what I'm saying? He was never around. Fast forward, as I got older, my father taught me, you got to be respectful to people. Treat people the way you want to be treated, which I did. You know what I'm saying? I think I did it too well. You know what I'm saying? I got to the point where I felt like I should go out of my way to do good things for people, right? But, of course, I was young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no siblings in my life. I wasn't tight with my sisters. I didn't even know them until I got older. That's a whole nother story. But, not having no siblings and not having my father in my life, I was looking for bonds through my friends, you know what I'm saying? So I would hang out with people and I was always doing for people if they needed favors and whatnot. And I got tight with a lot of my peoples, a lot of my boys, you know what I'm saying? Like I consider them my family. I consider my boys like my brothers. They wasn't friends, they were like my brothers, feel me? And that shit lasted for a long motherfucking time. Unfortunately, a few of my boys, my best friends, like my closest brothers, they passed away. Um, but it didn't stop me from being kind to people. It didn't stop me from being generous and lending a hand whenever I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it came back to bite me. You know what I'm saying? What I realized later in life is that if you ain't got nothing to give nobody, nobody really is looking for nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't really nothing to nobody if you ain't doing nothing for them. That's what I started to realize late in life. I was doing so much for people that I never realized that they weren't looking to do anything for me. That's how active I was with helping people, right? Now, they kind of disguised they friendship. That's how I feel today. I feel like they disguised it, like meaning they made it feel real when I would come around, but when I wasn't around, I didn't notice that they weren't concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because I was around so much. So one day, what I decided to do is like, you know what? I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall back and see if anybody check on the kid. And I fell back, and what I realized is that when I wasn't making myself feel important by putting myself in their presence, they wasn't really checking for the kid. And that is when the Sigma began. You know what I'm saying? I got comfortable with being by myself, understanding that motherfuckers wasn't really concerned about my well being. They weren't really concerned about if I needed help or if I needed anything. And I kind of blame myself because I gave so much. Why would anybody feel like offering anything when you always giving, right? But the straw that broke the camel's back was when my kids turned their back on me. Now, I had two. I have two daughters. I said had. I have two daughters. Right. Had custody of my youngest ever since she was in kindergarten, all the way up to the end of her junior year in high school. It was me, her, you know, my mom, my aunt, and my grandmother. We all stayed in the crib together. Um, Reason being, I was with my mom, my grandmother. I got diagnosed with a muscle disease, so I was down bad. I was down bad. Um, but they helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I raised my daughter. I had all the rules. I did all the discipline. They provided the shelter, and you know the family. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter didn't feel like she didn't have nobody because we were all here. Now, as for her mother, I really ain't trying to speak on in this stream. That'll be another stream. But she was a head case. I'll just say that. Um But the the number my kid's mother did on my kids forced them to not value me, right? Now, even though I removed myself from certain people to see if they value me, that shit stung a little bit because I was like, damn, man, I put so much effort, time into these people I thought were family. And for them not to really go out of their way to check on me, to go out of their way to check on my daughter, it stung. But when my daughters switched sides on me, that shit burned. That shit burned. Like, that shit really burned, right? Once I felt that, I was cold to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was cold to everybody. I realized, like, nobody gives a fuck about somebody that's genuinely nice. So, that was the birth of the Sigma, man. That was the birth of the Sigma. I became a lone wolf. I stopped moving with the herd of sheep, even though when I was younger, I knew I was different, right? I wasn't a, well, I ain't gonna say I wasn't a follower. Like I said, I put myself around a lot of people because there was a lot of things I was lacking. So I gained off of being around a lot of people, but I gained because I put myself there. They didn't ask for me to be there. They didn't drag me in. I put myself there, right? Now, how can I put this? After the situation with my kids, I became cold as shit, like cold. And I started seeing people differently. You know what I'm saying? I started seeing people differently. Um, it's honestly the best thing that happened to me. Like, I was in a dark place for a minute. You got to think about it like this. That's your blood. You know, it's the proudest moment of your life. You know, having children and raising your kids, and actually, as a man, actually being in position to be the main person to raise your kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, my other daughter, it was 50-50. My youngest, I had custody. But having that experience to wake up every day, make the rules, this is what we doing, no means no. I didn't have to go through her mother, none of that shit. That shit was a dope feeling, man. And it was going so good until my dumb ass thought I was doing the right thing when it really came back to bite me in the ass. You feel me? Like, I thought by forcing her mother to be present would be best for my daughter. Um, but it ended up being the straw that broke the camel's back. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looked at the job I was doing and she was kind of jealous, I would say. I mean, these ain't the words that came out of her mouth, but you got to think about it. You're a mother and you don't have the opportunity to be a mother to your daughter. But then you see the father of your kid doing a great job. Like, your daughter's doing great, but it's not with you. You understand what I'm saying? She was so pissed off that she went and had other kids because I guess she wanted to prove a point, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is because she wanted to survive. So she had other kids pretty much to collect and have a roof over her head, and she found some sucker to fucking, you know, shoot up the club and have multiple kids. But what she didn't realize that was damaging her first daughter. Because you got to think about it. She's been with me for so long, but now she sees mommy having all these kids. And in her mind, she probably thinking like, well, damn, how can mommy take care of them? But
I'm with you, daddy. That was going on in her head. I know it was. But when they would have they time together, what I noticed when she came back, she started acting real different. And the way we would our our time together was different. Like she started bucking the system. She started challenging me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, but I thought by her and her mom having a relationship, it'll make things easy for her because her mom didn't even want nothing to do with her. I had to force her mom. I was like, yo, look, I know you've been through a rough situation, and at the end of the day, you still got a daughter. You still got to show her that you care for her. You just call her, come get her on the weekends. I know you down bad, but even if you come up and visit her and just take her out to eat or do something like that, like she didn't want to do none of that. I told her you have to do this shit. But what happened was I think she felt some type of way because I instilled I instilled like rules and morals and all this kind of shit in our daughter, and the way she was living her life, those shits didn't exist. So she wanted to put a virus into the system I was running, and she did a good job. She put a crazy ass virus in. Because when my daughter came back, she was totally different, and it got to the point where there's a lot of things that I wasn't okay with that her mother would be okay with, and deep down in my heart, I sit there and think like maybe I should have stopped her from seeing her mother, but she wasn't an abuse. She wasn't abusing her physically, but mentally she really was. And even if I would have went to court, right, which I didn't have the money to go fight and do all that shit. And this is the part before I was a Sigma where I cared too much about people, right? Even though we weren't good together, that's why we separated. I still had a child with the lady. You feel me? I had a child with her. So I wanted to make it work because I grew up without both my parents. But the way she looked at it was like, you know what? I went through some shit and now I'm better. You could give her back to me. And I'm like, I told her, I'm like, yo, 3 strikes. Those people came knocking on your door 3 times. I told you, if I got to take her again, she's staying. And she couldn't let that go. She couldn't get over it. So she had a vendetta against me because I wasn't going to allow my daughter to go back to her. Because the way she was moving, her lifestyle, she's staying in and out of hotels, and she really had no roof over her head. I was like, yo, that's not a good look for my daughter, especially she's been with me this long and she's doing great. She's going to a good school. We live in a good neighborhood. Everybody know me. I built my daughter up to have confidence about herself, turned her into a superstar basketball player at her age when she was younger. Like the girl was nasty. Like she was playing against boys, better than the boys. And she had a bright future, you feel me? But her mother, um, her mother did a number, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't talked to my daughters in almost 4 years now. I'm at peace with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it took me a while to get over it, but I'm at peace with it. It's just weird to talk about it. You feel me? It's weird to talk about it, but I look at it like, hey, y'all made a decision. Y'all bit the hand that fed you. Now you're gonna have to find out how to eat in the real world and realize that unlike me and their mother were obligated to feed them, but in the real world, those people ain't obligated to feed you. You feel me? And I was telling my youngest that all the time, like, yo, this world don't owe you shit. That's why I was telling her, you got to stay in your books. You got to get good grades. Keep working hard at basketball. You're gonna get a scholarship. You get to go to college, and then when you get to college, you can major in whatever you love. But as of right now, I can't afford to send you to college. Your mother can't afford to send you to college. Keep grinding, because you're on the way to being a great basketball player. But then her mother, like I said, put that software into my program. Oh, do you even want to play basketball? Do you even like it? Your dad's forcing you to do it, this and that. And my daughter just all of a sudden stopped giving a fuck, start talking crazy shit and fucking hanging out with certain people, dressing different, didn't give a fuck about her health, meaning the way she ate. Um, then she fucking it was just crazy, man. Like when I tell you my kid's mother put a virus into the software that I created for my daughter, bro, this shit is crazy, bro, crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Like they made a choice, they had a choice, and now they gotta live with it. But me going through that turned me into the Sigma, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know I was a Sigma until I came on YouTube, and I knew I was different. I just didn't know what it was called. I didn't know if it had a name. The best way I explained it to people before I called myself Sigma was I always told people I'm disconnected from the Matrix. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was my movie. I felt like I was Neo. I was on the outside looking in because then I started noticing like how people operate and being moving in silence in today's world. Honestly, I think it's the best decision I made because people today they got no morals. They got no like belief system. They just going along with the herd, bro. It's crazy. They just follow and follow and follow. And I'm old school, man. I remember when men were men. I remember how men moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, like me and my lady were talking today. She's like, "Yo, when we leave, this earth is gonna be screwed because the young men today, they ain't built the same, and it's the truth. Like they don't stand on nothing, and it's just weird to see because I had uncles and cousins that said what they said and they meant it. Where today it's like motherfuckers is walking around like neutered. It's weird for me to watch, bro. It's weird for me to watch. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to get up on here and really talk the shit I want to talk because I enjoy my peace. I enjoy being in my solitude. I enjoy sitting back and studying people, the way they act, the way they move, the way they think, what ticks them. You know, I enjoy sitting back watching. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to get up here and explain how the Sigma thing came on. And shout out to Angry Man for really putting it to the front, the whole Sigma. Like it's funny because like when I came to the YouTube thing, that brother was honestly the first one that I connected with. Like when I heard him and heard the shit he was talking about, I was like, yo, me and him are right here. He's just in a higher plateau than me, but mentally and some of the shit he went through and some of the shit I went through, it's like I always told my woman, I was like, yo, I swear to God, me and AM are like brothers, bro. He just light skin, I'm dark skin. You feel me? I'm just more calmer, chill, laid back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really angry, man. I ain't angry. I'm just chill. Um,
But I admire the brother, man. He a smart guy, knowledgeable, um, and he lets me know like I ain't out here dolo. He put that in my mind. He's like, yo, there's other brothers out here that's going through shit like that we going through, and I wouldn't have known that if I didn't get to his channel because I feel like everybody they uh they disguise shit very well. Like I could pinpoint it, but I just didn't know what the hell they were going through. I'm a good judgment of character. You feel me? Um, but yeah, it's a good 20 half hour little little session. I just wanted to put that out there, man. Some content is coming soon, man. I'm just trying to figure out which direction I want to go. Like I don't want to be messy up on here. I don't want to be political up on here because, like I said, I like my peace. I like my peace. I ain't ready to go viral. You feel me? I ain't ready to go viral. I'm still trying. I got a lot of growing to do in my life. Even though I'm 48, you know what I'm saying. I started late, especially with my muscle disease. I feel like God gave me a second chance at life, even though I still deal with it. But the whole situation with being less stress, with my kids not being around, I don't know. Like I sat with myself, reflected, and mentally I'm in a better place. I started taking care of my health much better. And now I think it's just like the second half of my life. I'm ready to go for it. You feel me? But some content's coming soon. It's gonna come. Like I said though, I just don't know what lane I want to be in. I don't want to be in this crazy manosphere ish. Like I enjoy watching it. I ain't gonna cap. I enjoy watching this shit. This shit funny. I've been following all these cats for like what since 2020. Like I mean everybody. I've been following everybody for 2020, and then, like I like talking on it. I might hop up on the show, like I was on Corey Love's show. Hop up on there, and have a discussion. You know what I'm saying? But for me to make content and discuss the shit that's going on in this sector, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I enjoy my peace too much, but I'm trying to figure out what lane I want to go. I don't know if I want to do sports, but that's being done by so many people already. You feel me? I'm definitely not touching politics. I kind of want to do like a vlog. Is that what it's called? A vlog? I think I might do like a vlog and just like do some like weekly updates type shit. Like start interviewing people, ask them questions about, how on here they talk about relationships and like how hard it is, and black men and black women and men and this and that. I kind of like want to go up to people and ask them like, what's their dating life like? Do you find it hard finding a relationship? I'm a people person. I can go up to anybody, talk to anybody, literally. Like I ain't afraid to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like out in public. Like people see me, they like, damn, this nigga tall as hell, 6'7" and shit, black motherfucker, but I got that smile. You feel me? Like I walk up on someone like, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da, and they just feel comfortable. We just have conversations. It's easy. So I might do some shit like that. I kind of want to do reviews also, but I tried one like what 2 weeks ago, and I got a report saying like, oh, you got a flag, and like I said, I'm new to this shit, so I don't know what the fuck I did wrong. I was trying to review the pop the balloon shit, and then they gave me a warning saying like, oh, if you do something again, your channel's gonna be shut down for a week. Oh shit, my bad, dog. I ain't even see you up there. Salute, salute. I'm looking at myself in the screen. I ain't even look over. Yo, salute. Yeah, in real life, I want to do shit like that. You feel me? Um, hold on. I'm still trying to get used to this. I'm still trying to get used to this StreamYard shit. So bear with me. Kind of like I said, I'm new. I'm new on YouTube like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I want to do some like in real life shit. Cause a lot of people talk about how crazy it is out here, but when I be outside, I really don't. I'll tell you one thing I do see that kind of like annoys me. It's and like I grew up in an era where you see couples. You feel me? I grew up in an era where you see couples. Now when I'm out, all I see is women, and they just look miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just look miserable. I just want to know why. Like I always want to ask them, like, yo, can I ask you a question? Yeah, sure, no problem. Are you in a relationship? Like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay. Why? Why? I'll be like, I don't know. You just don't look like you're happy. I don't know. You could be having a bad day. I don't know. I'm just curious. Like when I see people moving through the world, I just want to know, like, because I'm happy every day. I'm just happy to have another day. So I'm always and think about it, I got a muscle disease. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dealing with shit every day, but every day I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm grateful. I feel like that's another thing. I tell people like everybody say they thankful. Anybody could be thankful as long as you're giving something. But if you're not giving something, are you thankful? You can't be thankful. See, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything I've gotten, the opportunity every day. I'm grateful that I get to lay down. I'm grateful that I get to get up. I'm grateful for everything. I'm not thankful. I mean, I will say thank you if somebody do something for me, if they open a door for me or, give me a compliment, I'll say thank you. But I'm grateful more than I'm thankful. And that's just how I look at life, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I'm gonna figure this shit out. But I want to do reviews. I definitely want to do reviews. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here and cruise these YouTube streets. There's a couple dudes on right now. I want to watch for some entertainment. Who's on? Wish Doctor's on. Anton's on. I watched AM already. Izzy hasn't been on today. I was on Corey Love early this morning. I wasn't on, but I was in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That being said, I'm out of here, man. I gotta get my sound effects right too. You feel me? I gotta get my sound effects right. Peace. I'm out.